Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of Skip Happens.
Your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamfield.
Nope. Deb's not here. Deb is, I know Presley Tennant's waiting there, but I just got off the phone with Deb. She's in D.C. heading to Nashville right now as we speak. And her flight has already been delayed like 2 hours. So, yeah, I know that stinks. But anyways, we're going to have some fun while she's sitting in an airport. That's a good thing. Hello, Presley Tennant. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
God, it's so good to see you. I think I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking. But what was it, like 10, I want to say 10 or 11 months ago we did this, almost a year. It has
been a long minute, not a quick minute, a long minute.
I know. I'm laughing because we were just talking about Deb, and already she must be sitting in the airport, and there she is. She says, "Hi, guys."
Hi, Deb.
Yeah, she's headed to your location, which is cool, which you are in Nashville, correct?
I am. I'll be here till the 26th, and I have been performing and writing nonstop. So it's been this trip has been so fun so far.
That's really cool. So you're not really living there yet. You're just visiting or getting some business taken care of.
Visiting and getting business taken care of at the same time. I don't know. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it is the same thing.
It's work, but it's so much fun that it's not really work.
So it's not really work. Exactly.
No,
and if you love what you do, it's not work. You just make it happen.
Work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Now, last time we talked, you were not in Nashville. You were in, correct me if I'm wrong, California.
Yes. So I am born and raised in California. I still live there. Technically, I would like to move to be here, but I don't know. All my family and friends still live out in California, so it's hard to leave them all.
It would be difficult, but you also have this dream that you'd like to pursue. And in order to pursue it in a good way, you probably should be in Nashville.
Yes. But in the meantime, until I'm out here fully, I will be traveling back and forth.
Yeah. You know, that's quite the haul too.
Just a little bit.
Little bit. You know, for those that don't know, Presley was on The Voice. It was season 16. And I can still recall when Kelly Clarkson hit that button, chair spun around. She was standing for you. And you were just belting out this song on stage. And she knew right there. The voice really meant something. Your voice on The Voice. That was huge. Tell us about the Voice experience a little bit. Then we'll bring it up to date. I know we talked about this, but like I said, it was 10 or 11 months ago. So let's refresh everybody.
The Voice was just such an incredible experience overall. I mean, Kelly Clarkson has been one of my idols since she was part of the reason why I started singing. I just fell in love with the way she like encapsulated every single song. And you know the saying, like, you never want to meet your idols because they don't live up to the expectation.
Right.
Well, she lived up to my expectation and everything in between. She is just one of the most genuine human beings I think I have ever met. She is so unbelievably kind and believes in every single one of her artists that are on the team, which I think is so incredible because, I mean, it is a TV show, so like you don't know what to expect. You obviously hope for the best, but you don't know what you're going to get. And then when she was exactly that and more, it was just, I don't know. It was like the biggest, I'm speechless every time I think about it because my dream came true. As well as just being around so many musicians. I never understood like how people could do music for a living until I met these musicians and this is what they did and they lived and breathed it. And it was the coolest thing. We'd all have jam sessions every single night.
Wow, that's cool.
You would come knock on the hotel room door. I was like, yo, like, keep it down. There's people actually trying to sleep here. And we're like, sorry, forget. It's not just us. But it was just so much fun. I learned so much during that time. I went on the show as a pop artist and did a lot of soul searching. And then I left as a country artist. And I I'm very fortunate that I did, because I feel so comfortable in the lane that I'm in.
I was going to ask, how is that transition going from a pop artist to being a country artist? I mean, it all happened on The Voice. I think when Kelly said, okay, you're mine, I'm going to work with you, that's when that transition happened, correct?
Yeah. So, I mean, before The Voice, I was already kind of going through this like mental type thing where I wasn't in love with the music that I was making. I felt like I was trying to be something that I wasn't.
Well, that's
I was
not going to work then.
things that just wasn't me. And so I was trying to find like that little moment of being like, okay, like I can step out of the box and just be myself. While also still taking risks, but ultimately it's in me. It's not something that is completely different than who I am. And so when I came off the show, I just had like this realization moment, and I kind of went back to my roots. I grew up with country music around me. I come from a very horse town, so that's all that we listened to, with the exception of like my parents. My parents listened to literally everything. And so that really stuck with me, and I went back to my roots, and it just felt so right and so natural. And I felt like I didn't have to be anything. I could just be myself.
How hard was it to get on a program like The Voice?
I would like to say it was really hard, but also like it was really hard. It was a very long process.
Okay.
But I didn't have any other experiences at that time of being like something to compare it to. So I would go into like these callbacks and different auditions, and then they were like, okay, like stay for the next round. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I didn't think anything of it. I thought there was going to be a million more of those. And then it was only ended up being like 3. And then I finally was like to the TV round. But that round, I think, is when a lot of people could crack under pressure.
Yeah. When you find out you're going to be on the TV round, that means you're going to be on that screen. That means everybody's going to be watching you, whether it's your hometown or somebody on the other side of the country or the other side of the world, for that matters. They're going to be watching Presley Tennant. So, wow.
It was like an all eyes on you kind of moment. So you don't mess it up. And I was like, I'm going to embarrass myself.
How scared were you? How scared were you, Presley?
See, like the month leading up to it, because we were there for a little bit for like rehearsals and interviews and wardrobe and things like that. I felt great. I felt on top of the world. I was going in there. I knew my stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to own this. And then the day of, wake up at like 3:30 that day. I couldn't sleep. The anticipation is like killing me. And then my nerves start to kick in, and I'm like, my hands are like this, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna mess up a song. I'm gonna mess up a note. And it like would come in waves. So I would feel good, and then I wouldn't, and then I would feel good, and then I wouldn't, and then there's the double doors that swing open.
Oh my goodness!
There, and I felt good. Like I wasn't thinking about it. I was just like, okay, cool. Doors swung open. Everything gone. Like there was no coming back.
Wow.
From it. The nerves just took over. And I'm not a very a nervous person in general, but that moment definitely.
I'd be like, you know what? I'd be a wreck. There's no doubt about it. So it's a great experience. And not only for you, but all the people that have been on that Voice. You don't have to win the Voice to be somebody.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? I mean, as long as you're on there, you make it up to the television round and people get to know you. They're going to love your music. I mean, you're there for a reason, which is a good thing. You know, and there's a lot of people that you look at and you kind of go, okay, but okay. They don't really do all that well, I guess. That's a good way to put it. But then, now let's bring it up to date. How do you feel now? Now, you were 16 when you went on The Voice. And now here we are a few years later. You've got all that behind you. You're in Nashville. You're writing music. You're performing music. Tell us, bring us right up to date about Presley Tennant.
So I have just released my first ever brand new EP called 600 Miles. Yay. And so that was like a dream come true coming out. I mean, I started writing these songs back in 2020, and I didn't necessarily know that I wanted to put an EP together at that time. Like I knew I wanted an EP. I just wanted it to be like solidified and perfect. But I think the beauty about music is that it's perfect in its own way. Yes, there's always ways to change things and make it different, but it's so subjective. And so I got to a point this year where I was like, I feel like my voice is changing the way it is. And so I want to put these songs out as kind of like a collection of what I felt or what's been happening over the past couple of years. And so that has been a big thing for me. As well as I've just been performing a lot. I've gotten to open up for so many more incredible acts. And
tell us about that a little bit. I know I saw in there Carly Pierce, among others, Blake Shelton.
Yes. So I have gotten to open up for like Blake Shelton, Carly Pierce, Brett Young, Tim McGraw, Dustin Lynch. Just so many class act names that I have looked up to for so long. And for me to finally be able to share the stage with them has just been a dream come true. Like when I come home on the 26th and I just booked Chris Lane. So I'm going to be opening up for him on the 5th.
Nice.
And then on the 11th, I'll be playing at Boots in the Park again. And that's when Cole Swindell, Flo Rida is going to be there. So I'm excited.
Party. I know. Oh my goodness.
I'm about to get low.
Never mind.
That wasn't a good joke. I'm sorry, guys.
No. I got it. It's good. I'm so happy for you because, like you say, you're in Nashville now. Have you been writing? Do you sit down with? Are you doing it alone, or are you sitting down with others to do some writing?
I'm sitting down with others as well. So today I worked with Jason Matthews, and then yesterday, and I think the day before, or a couple days prior, I worked with David Norris, and we have come up with some songs that I think they might be my favorite songs to date now. I'm really excited for these. So I'm excited for full production to finally like come in and get the full picture behind it, because I can already see where these songs are going to go.
How do you do it? You know what I mean? As an independent artist right now, and you're hoping that things really develop and you move on, and there's no doubt. I mean, I think you will, but it doesn't happen overnight. But how do you do it? Are you working another job? I mean, you've got studio time to pay for. You've got all these bills. Come on, let's just be real about it. It's not easy. It doesn't come free.
Yeah, so. I mean, I have been very fortunate. My parents have been my number one supporters, and so
nice.
I still get to live at home. I don't have to pay rent, that type of thing. So I definitely save money there. But a lot of it is just like booking shows and trying to make sure I can do everything that I want to do and with the lifestyle I want to live. But I mean, I did get my real estate license, so.
Oh, wow.
A little bit more. So if anyone needs a house.
I love it.
Music is the main priority, and that's
right,
what I drive to do for the rest of my life, whether it's performing or songwriting. But
see, you did it right.
Sometimes reality still comes in.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you, Presley. I'm right there with you. And I've been doing this for a while. But it's a smart move getting the real estate license. Of course, the market, we all know it goes up, it goes down. And the price of homes right now is through the roof, but people are still buying them. Yeah. And I don't know how, but they are. It's just, it's working. What a great fallback. What a great plan. But music being your main thing.
Yeah. My dad has his own company. My brothers all work for him. So it's, so I know that that's always there, and I could do that if need be, but music.
Love it. No, absolutely. Now, does anybody else in your family play music? Are you the only one, or what about your siblings? Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I do have siblings. I have two older brothers. They have like their own families and fiancés and things like that. And they're 30 and I think 29. Okay. I don't know. They're I know their birthdays. I don't know how old they are.
That's all that matters. You just know what day they were born on. So.
Yep. And God bless my family, but they are all tone deaf.
Well, I don't know. You sound really, really good. And, we're going to be talking about that here in a minute, too, where they can go and listen to your music and they can see for themselves. And believe me, once you hear Presley, you'll be a fan. And but here she is. Here's a young lady that's in Nashville doing what she wants to do, what she loves to do, her passion, her dedication for country music. And, they always say, and I know this sounds so cliche, but it's they always say it's a 10-year town. It's a 10-year town. Yep. It is a 10-year town. So regardless, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. And then all of a sudden it happens. It happened to Lainey Wilson. Back in the day, Tim McGraw was there for 10 or 12, 13 years before anything happened with him. It just, you just got to keep pounding the street, keep doing the shows. And where do you play? Do you get down on Broadway?
I played Broadway once.
Okay.
I don't play there too often, but during like CMA Fest and whatnot, I will.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I will be playing. I just did a couple songs on NBC's Today in Nashville on the WSMV TV Channel 4. So I just did that yesterday, and that was so much fun. And the guys that played with me are just seriously incredible. And then I'll be playing at the local tomorrow for Freak Show. I'll be doing like an hour set.
Love the local. Love the local. What a great
I've been there
place to
one
go.
time. It is such a cool venue, and everyone there is all there to listen to these amazing singer-songwriters and their stories and what their music has to say. So I really appreciate that. And then I will be playing hopefully down at Fox and Lock on Thursday. But I got
wow.
Yeah, wow. So I'm excited.
I can say, Deb, if Deb is watching this, she's heading in your direction now. She's got some business to take care of, but she usually likes to stop out and see a lot of the artists that we have interviewed. And she's in Nashville probably every other week. So it's really cool. And then she'll report back to me saying, "Hey, I saw Presley, and wow, she's good."
Well, if she comes, then hopefully I live up to it.
I'm sure you will.
That would be embarrassing if she's like, "No, she really wasn't anything special."
Tell me about. Okay, here let's think of this. I am driving into your hometown. I am like heading. What's the name of your hometown?
Norco.
Okay, so I'm driving into Norco. What is the first thing that I'm going to see? I'm cruising along, and I'm coming in. I said, "Oh, there's Norco." Okay, now I'm rolling into town.
See, the thing is, if you're on the freeway, you aren't going to see much because it's like you don't see much there.
Is that like the 405?
It's the 15.
Okay, I don't know. I know the 405 because I see it on the news all the time, and it's about 8 lanes wide in each side and all that. But
it's the biggest nightmare of a freeway. Don't ever go on it.
Do you drive that?
No.
Good.
I would avoid it at all costs.
I said good because I wouldn't be able to. There'd be a little bit of road rage going on, but no, go ahead.
You would probably, there's horse trails everywhere. You would see a lot of people on horses.
I love that.
Yeah, we don't have many sidewalks.
All right, so it's more of we think of California, we're thinking LA and San Francisco and San Diego and the big cities and the buildings and all those streets. But obviously in Norco, it's not like that. There's a lot of farms.
A lot of you could say
horse
that.
Farms maybe?
Yeah. So there's a lot of, we're known as like Norco Horsetown, USA. So I think the horse to person ratio is like 2-to-1 for horses. They win. And so we're known for our horse property. People come there and they have stables and things like that, horse boardings and whatnot. So that's kind of what our thing is. And when you think of LA, we're kind of the opposite. We're very rural. We're very rural. So, and a lot of people are like, "You exist? Like, where's that at, up north?" And I'm like, "No, we're down south. I swear, we're here."
So, do you have horses?
I do not. I wish I did, but all of my neighbors do.
All right, but if I remember correctly, maybe not. Maybe not. If I'm wrong, I apologize. You snowboard.
Yes.
Bam! I knew it. See, and I remember having that discussion with you, going, "Really?"
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool.
I love snowboarding. It's so much fun, and I'm only like an hour and 20 minutes away from the mountain, so it's
cool.
It's a nice. If I don't have anything going on for the day, I'll drive up there in the morning, be done usually by like 12 to 4, depending on what I want to do for the rest of the day, and I just head back home.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know if I could do it, but I could probably be your father, if you know what I mean. I'm a little bit older, so I would break something, but somebody like you, that's awesome. Do you watch like the extreme sports and all that, like BMX and snowboarding and everything, all the different sports?
I don't really watch it on TV, but I always see the recap videos on like social media. They are insane. See, the third time I went snowboarding, I broke my arm trying to learn how to
see.
And so that's what I'm afraid of. Like, I'll hit a couple jumps. I don't really do much of like the rails or like the boxes because I'm afraid of hurting myself because I don't want to be like out for however long.
Yeah, you can't afford that.
Yeah.
No,
so,
but you still want to have a good time.
Yes.
I get it. I get
If
it.
anything, I'll do like the back country. That's like my favorite.
I love it. I love it. I know I see some of the comments here, and Danny wrote, "What kind of music will she be singing? I hope she'll be on YouTube." You're on YouTube,
Yes,
right?
I am.
So
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go, Danny. You can look her up on YouTube and definitely. Oh, and what's your website, Presley?
It is presleytennant.com.
There you go. You can probably, Danny, if you go there, you'll find everything that you need to know about Presley, and probably be able to download some of that music as well and buy the music and support the artist. So that's cool.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the future have for you? I mean, you have some shows coming up, but you're going to be able to maybe hit different parts of the country and get out there a little bit.
Yes. So I am hoping I'll be back out here in Nashville for CRS, which I'm very excited for. And I get to see you guys in person.
I know. I can't wait. You know, I have to say, everybody we've talked to, we are just, Deb and I are so looking forward to saying hello to all of you in person. And a lot of the artists, this is the Country Radio Seminar, and all the, if you don't know, you're watching this, you don't know what it's about. It's a lot of meetings, but push that to the side. There's also a lot of fun, and you get to network and meet a lot of the new artists. For example, Presley, and it's smart for her to go there and meet a lot of the label people and meet other artists and meet the radio people, because it's always, shaking hands and kissing babies. That's what I always say. And, I don't even know if that's proper to Yeah, I know. I don't, I think, okay, so kissing hands and kissing baby. I don't know if we should say that anymore today. I don't know. Somebody's going to take it the wrong way.
Yeah, they're going to be like kissing hands and shaking babies. What?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it could happen.
You're going to mess up next time you say it. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about your style of country, Presley. I know I listened to a little bit of it here. There's some really, I think it's a bluesy sound. And then it was, I was listening. Was it 600? Help 600 me out. Miles. 600 miles. And then with the kiss.
Yeah. How many kisses?
So one was really slow, but it brought out your voice. And it's just like, I had to listen to it over and over and over again. It's so full. Did you have voice lessons to get that? Or have you done this all by yourself?
I've had voice lessons growing up. I started taking voice lessons when I was 7. And I would say I stopped taking them regularly when I was about 15. But I do still take them from time to time, make sure I'm not messing up my technique so I can sing for hours on end and days after days. Because that's the scariest thing as a vocalist. You lose your voice or you sing wrong, and now you have to have surgery to fix it. And you have to work all the way back up to it. So preventative measures, staying healthy and staying true to the technique. But I also don't rely much on technique, which is kind of bad. It's always there. I know the foundation, so I have to actively tell myself, are you singing this right? Are you gonna hurt yourself? Because your vocal cords are a muscle. And so if you don't stretch them out and warm them up and cool them down, something's going to go wrong. You're going to
Something's going to happen. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But sound-wise, there's a little bit of every kind of influence that I really take to. I love the bluesy and soul kind of feel.
I hear that.
Love a little bit of rock and a little edge in there. And then with kind of a very pop country modern take on it. I don't know. There's so many different ways that I could kind of glaze over it all, but for each individual song, there's a certain influence that comes from it.
If I saw there was a show coming to town and Presley Tennant was on that bill, describe what kind of show I would see if I go?
You would see a lot of high energy, very dynamic, and very heartfelt kind of show. I would say that. Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know if that gives the right description of.
No, I get it. I get
envisioning it, but it makes sense in my mind.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
That's all that matters. You know what you're doing. Do you do any covers at all? I know you have a lot of your own music, but what kind of covers do you do? Do you have a favorite that you like to perform, or?
I have a few. I have my opener, closer, and then I have a middle song usually, if not 2 middle songs, depending on how long I have. My opener is usually some Leanne Rimes with Nothing Better to Do. I
Like
love
it.
that song. I
Mhm.
love the energy of it and where it starts out and where it goes to. My closer is usually Down in Mississippi by Sugarland because
Oh
that
my
is just
God.
the biggest bring out everything that can be there kind of feel. And then I usually throw it back with some Bonnie Raitt's
Oh my
Something to
God.
Talk
See, I could see you doing a Bonnie Raitt song and giving it the little country feel to it,
Yeah,
making it your own. I love that.
that's one of my favorite songs, and
Mhm.
we just kind of blues it up a little bit and that type of thing, and I love it.
God, Bonnie Raitt's, I mean, I listened to Bonnie Raitt back in the day, loved it, loved it. And I remember when she came out, and I remember playing her music on pop radio, and just the know to do that. How did you get to know Bonnie Raitt, I guess? How did it just you heard it around the house, or you knew, or
I've always like heard her songs, but I didn't necessarily put two and two together. Like I didn't like understand it. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Like when you just kind of
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
something, you're like, yeah, I like that. But when you actually like dive into it, and so I remember I think it was my bassist, and he was like, you should listen to this song and see what you think. And so I heard that song and I listened to a bunch of other ones, but Something to Talk About was just like
Hmm.
what I loved. Like I love the da na 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 na. Da-na-na-na-na. Like I thought that was it was so groovy and so fun.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
we kind of switch it up and do something different to kind of make it my own little feel. But that one definitely stuck out to me.
Wow, just great. So, how long are you going to be there? You're
I will
going
be there
back,
the 26th. I leave
okay, and then you'll be back early
for
March.
sure.
Wow, you're
Yes.
like putting the miles on there. A lot of frequent flyer miles.
Yep.
Well, if you do it
Exactly.
enough times, get yourself a free ticket. I'm just saying. It's always a lot
That's
of
what
fun.
we're hoping. At this point, I should be getting my 3 miles soon.
So, as we Deb and I will be in Nashville for CRS starting on the 12th, actually. And the CRS is the 13th through the 15th, I believe. But we're in the 12th and out the 16th. And have you been to any good restaurants there?
Ooh, there's a few. My all-time favorite, though. Okay, there's two. If you
At
want hot chicken, my
Eddie B's?
favorite is actually Party Foul. But
Really?
because of this one, they have like the hot chicken poutine. My
Okay.
favorite thing ever. It's like fries with cheese curds, gravy, and hot chicken.
Something I should not eat, but I'm
No,
going to
it's
eat
like
it.
on a plate, but it is delicious.
I love it. I love it.
Delicious. It is my favorite thing. So I always go there, except I probably don't have time this trip. So next time. But then Sambuca is one of my favorites. It's a very like
Oh, yeah.
classy
Okay.
kind of thing, and they have the best. I think it's like a shrimp risotto, and then
Oh,
like
wow.
some goat cheese artichoke little things. Oh, so good, delicious. And every time I go in, it's the same singer, and she sounds phenomenal. It's like a piano bar type kind of style lounge.
Oh, I love that. I love
restaurant
that.
thing. So
Yeah.
it's very nice.
I love that. I love that. Do you have you been to Hattie B's?
I have been to Hattie B's.
See, I'm a fan of Hattie B's.
It's like some classic hot chicken. I will say that.
It can be really hot chicken, but it's good. But it's good. But
Yep.
it's really good. Have you done CRS in the past, the country radio seminar?
I
Or
did
is
do
this
it
the
last
first?
year.
You didn't?
Last year was my first time.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your overall impression?
I thought it was so crazy how many people come together for just this, like to meet around and meet each other and be around one another and get to see all these amazing performances and really dive into what country music radio now is and what it has been. I thought that was so cool, and my mind was just blown the entire time. I swear.
That's
and the
kind of
meeting
where I was going. That's because did you
Oh,
get a
man.
chance to take in any of the performances, like a lunch or I don't know if they don't have too many dinners, but the lunch performances. I mean, were you
Yes.
able to go to the Ryman?
Yes, I was.
And
then
were
Keith
you
Urban was
sitting there? Were you sitting there and your mind was going, I need to be on that stage. I want to be the one that gets introduced next. Ladies and gentlemen, Universal recording artist Presley Tennant or whoever, you know what I mean? So was that all that was going through your mind? I bet.
I was so just inspired. Because it's one thing to like go to a concert and be there, but I feel like I go to a concert because I want to have like enjoy myself and just have time to like to be there, be present with my friends, hanging out. But it's different going to one of these at CRS and being there like as an artist and then sitting there and being like, this is what I'm gonna do. Mm-hmm. It's not if I'm gonna do it, it's this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not giving myself another choice. This is
and you're sitting with people that can make that happen for you.
No.
I'm just saying.
That's when you go and you shake hands.
Shake hands and kiss babies. I know. Yeah. Hi, I'm Presley. Yes.
Yeah.
No, and well, you definitely got what it takes, and you've got you've got everything good going for you. Talk a little bit about your music. I know 600 Miles. You wrote that.
Mm-hmm. I wrote that with two other writers, and that was Bobby McLean and Nick Autry. And we just kind of had this idea. Actually, that wasn't Bobby McLean. That was Alex Dooley. We had written another song called "Break My Heart." That was with Bobby McLean. But we all I had this idea of being somewhere far away from somebody that you love and that you wish that you could be with, and you have all these questions in your mind, and you don't necessarily know what they're thinking, or if love can really go the distance, does it translate the same? And so we started brainstorming and coming up with different ways with how we could write that all out. And then a couple hours later, 600 Miles was a thing. And I just love like the hook line, the like on the guitar. I thought all of those little ad libs, I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I imagined. It was like, I gave them like a piece of my brain and I was like, here you go. What do we do with this? And so the song finished and I was just extremely happy with it.
Very good. Is it kind of a personal thing? Because I mean, I don't know. It's tough being a woman your age, living your dream, or you're doing the best you can to live your dream. You're dedicated to the format, for country music, the genre. You've got all this going for you, and sometimes relationships kind of come in and they kind of pull you in different directions. I mean, so when you write a song, is it about, you don't have to answer any of this if you don't want to, but does it include a relationship? Does it anything like that go through your mind? Or are you just pretty much focused on, I'm going to write a good song and that's it?
So for that song, it was a personal experience.
I figured.
Yeah. It was like this simple, what is the right way to put it? Like 18-year-old kind of relationship. Someone's moving away, that type of thing.
Yep.
And I had written it like during the relationship because I was like, I know this isn't like, I don't see how this can continue on, but I would hope it would. And so I kind of wrote that. And then after we broke up, I was like, yeah, I'm writing this. I don't care.
Did he ever come back and go, I know that was about me?
Well, it was like I already had the idea going. And I was like, and then afterwards I was like, all right, see you later. So horrible. All love. But I'm a songwriter. Don't date a songwriter.
I know. That's what makes a good songwriter right there, Presley. That's seriously, that's what makes a good songwriter.
Yeah.
It's all in here. It's all in your heart. You got it.
And I know a lot of people had gone through the same thing, even like my friends who had moved away from the person that they were with. And so I know that they could also relate to the same feelings. And so when the song was finished, we put it out and the response has been crazy, especially down in like Australia, which is really insane. It's doing really well out there. I was like, what is going on? But I'm so grateful for that.
Have you been able to go and perform that in other areas of the world? I mean, you talked about Australia. Now that's not a short hop and skip and a jump. That's a 20-hour plane ride. So have you been able to? No,
I have not been, but that is one place I have like dreamt about going. My mom used to work for like a travel company that did a lot of everything out in Australia. And so she was like telling me, she's like, yeah, you should go there. You should do this. You should do that. And I was like, we got to book a plane ticket first, woman. Get there.
Have you thought about C2C?
C2C, coast to coast.
That's country. It's country here, and it's country in like Ireland and those areas. It's from sea to sea. It's country to country.
I thought it was like letter C to.
No,
I get it.
Okay. Okay.
I was
A
little
lot of
slow.
country artists do that, and a lot of independents do that. And it just, country is big in certain areas of the world where you would never expect it to be big. They love you. They
Yep.
would love you as an artist. It's like, it's huge.
Yeah.
It would
Well,
be a
now
great
that
opportunity.
I know about that. I'll have to look
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, you should. Just say
should.
you should, because you deserve the best. You deserve to really get yourself heard and get out there and all that. So you travel back and forth. You have your own place in Nashville?
No, I luckily have family out here. They live like 30 minutes away from Nashville.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
I'm staying with my aunt, uncle, and my cousin. So it's very nice that I get to have like a little home base out here and like,
Absolutely.
be around. So I'm not completely by myself. Normally
good.
Normally my mom comes with me because I'm not 25, so I can't really get a car rental.
Yeah, that's right too. I forgot about that. But you could Uber. But you got to be careful.
I could do that. But that's expensive.
It adds up. You're right. It adds
I
up.
ended up finding a car rental place that would allow me to rent one at 20. So I was like, this is great. I did that. It was like I paid a little bit of an additional charge for being 20, but I'm like, as long as I can get a point A and point B,
that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Absolutely. And where do you see yourself in about 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself?
Touring, selling out shows, making so much music, and just being happy with all that.
If you could tour with any other female artist, who would that be?
Oh, see, this is the hard question.
I know, but you're the one that's supposed to answer it. I'm just a guy from the radio station that's talking to you because you're a good artist. You've got it.
I would love to travel with either. Okay, can I say a few different ones?
I don't care.
Or is that cheating?
It's cheating. No, it's not cheating. Go ahead.
Okay.
List.
I would say Ashley McBride,
Love
Carrie
it.
Underwood, Miranda Lambert, Kaylee Hammock.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love Kaylee.
A few different ones that really stick out to me.
Yeah. I'm really digging. I'll tell you, the Ashley Bride, her new project is really, really good. It's not that we can play a lot of those songs on the radio, but I just love the project. It's really, really good. And with Kaylee Hammock and oh crap, can't think of the come on, help me out. There's Kaylee Hammock, Ashley McBride, and I just had a brain. Yes, I had a brain. Does they do that song now? Please don't take this the wrong way, but Brenda, put your bra on.
Yes.
So Pitt. Oh my God, I can't think of it. Never mind. Look it up. Look it up. You're cheating. You're cheating. But go ahead.
On Kaylee Hammock and why is it not loading? Pillbox Patty.
There it is. Pillbox Patty. Jeez,
yes.
I
knew it started with a P, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Just great stuff, fun stuff, and I just love the whole project. It's really good. Like I said, I don't know what we're going to be able to play on the radio, but it's good. But I do know that we could play a Presley Tennant song, so, which is good. Have you heard your music on the radio?
I haven't. It is the most crazy thing ever.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, because it's like when I was younger, I would just turn up the radio and listen to like my favorite songs to artists that I look up to, and to see myself or to hear myself playing on the same stations as them or whatnot. It's just so crazy. Like it's not even like a real moment. I'm like, someone pinch me. Like I can't, this isn't, I'm dreaming right now. This is what's going on. And so I am so, so grateful for that. But I still don't believe it's real. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be a dream. And I'm going to be like,
no. It's all real. It's all real. It's all real. And there's, you being in Nashville, there's so many people there that are trying to do what you're doing.
It's a very inspiring town being here because everyone is doing the same thing and it makes you work so hard.
I was going to ask you,
each other succeed.
Right. It's got to bring it out. It's going to make you want to succeed, and everybody's going to help each other because they know everybody's there for the same reason. And if they don't step up and help you, then they shouldn't be there. I'm just saying.
There's enough room in the music industry for every single artist. And I think that's a big thing. And we all can help out each other in one way or another. And we all have our like each other's backs, which I think is just so incredible.
Yeah, totally. What taking it back a little bit to the voice again, it got me thinking. What was the best advice that Kelly Clarkson gave you?
Oh, so this one, I think it was my top 24 performance, and I was supposed to be singing "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart." And if you listen to the song to begin with, it was very like gallopy, like kind of weird pop synth, 80s kind of vibe. And I thought it was a really cool song, but I just didn't know how it would translate to be like actually like singing on the show. And so I remember Kelly told me, and she was like, you have to do the music that you want to do. Like at the end of the day, you're the one who looks at yourself in the mirror and says, I'm proud of who you are and I'm happy with what I'm doing. And so that really stuck with me. Because it is true. You do have to go home at the end of the day and just be proud of like who you are and where you've come from and all the hard work that you've put in. And so if I'm not myself through the entire thing, through the entire process, then it wasn't worth it. I didn't learn. I didn't do anything that meant something to me. And so that has always stuck with me ever since.
That's awesome. Do you keep in touch? Or is it like now everybody's after the show, everybody kind of goes their own way?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Like I know I can reach out to her at any moment, but I also know that she is an insanely busy woman doing everything under the sun. And so I know like when I reach out to her, it's got to like have some importance. It can't just be like a pointless conversation because.
Hey, girl, what are you doing? What's up?
Hey, girl, I just got my nails done. What are you up to? Like,
just thought I'd send you a picture. Let me know what you think.
And she's like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "It's me, Kelly." Don't you remember? No, but after the show, she did invite me to sing with her. It was like right after the show ended, and so that was a really cool moment.
Yeah, I think I saw that on YouTube. And anybody watching this, you can see that. You can see the clip of that song of course, Presley with Kelly Clarkson on YouTube, singing together. Wow, just what an opportunity!
It was just a crazy moment. I mean, it was my 17th birthday. I used to sing that song because of you at like every single little talent show audition growing up, and then I mean, I got to sing it with her. It was like a dream come true. Like I was singing with her on American Idol on PlayStation. That's what I was doing. And I got the golden ticket to go to Hollywood because of you. There's probably videos somewhere. That's like blackmail. That won't ever see the light of day.
You never know. Hey, on that note, going way, 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 way back, do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Yes, I do. It was called The Woods. I'm pretty sure it's still out there, but I don't want it to go anywhere because it's like it's the first one. Like I look back at it and I like cringe now. Well, but
I'm sure. Look where you are, Presley.
No, that's a lie. That was the first song I ever wrote by myself, like completely on a piano. I did it, sat down. It was Christmas Day, but I remember the first song that I ever wrote. I co-wrote it because I was just like thrown into sessions, but I had to learn somehow. It was called "Don't Take the Summer Yet." I don't want to go back to school. It was about me going back to school, and because I didn't want to go. I wanted summer to live on forever and ever. That was really dumb.
No, it wasn't.
But
you think of those things now, and you go, "Oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that." Oh. Yeah. And how old were you when you did that? How old?
I think I was 13.
Okay. Yeah, just a teenager. Just you got school, you got boys, you got all this stuff going on in your life, but yet you did that. So.
At 13, I still believe boys have cooties, so there wasn't much writing.
Do you believe that now?
I mean, sometimes there's some boys I'm like, get away.
Oh my God, Presley, you're awesome. You are just a wonderful woman. You've got such a great voice. You've got everything going for you. I get to meet a lot of people like you, and there are a lot of very good artists out there, and you're right up there with them. This is so cool. If somebody wants to get a hold of your music, I would imagine it's on all the digital service providers. no matter wherever people get their music from. And also
Yes.
the website, which was Presley. Go ahead. You tell everybody.
It's just PresleyTennant.com.
Okay.
Like how it's spelled here, but with no space.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, I spelled it right? I mean, I
Yes,
did.
you did.
I see. I can't with the camera. Everything's backwards. So yeah, no, move over a little bit. No, the other way. There you go. Perfect. See you right there. Yeah. Presley, it's been awesome catching up again with you. I love chatting with you. You're just a great personality, a great person. You know, I really hope I get to shake your hand and say hello when we hit Nashville coming up in a few weeks. I'll definitely look for you. Look for us too. So
I'll reach out to you guys once I'm there.
Deb and I have a bar stool and bar lines. Now I realize you're not old enough to go and get a drink yet, but doesn't mean you can't go in and watch the entertainment. So
exactly,
which is always a good time. And every once in a while I get to pull Deb off the bar, but all that's, her husband might be watching. I better not say that. No, I'm kidding. Lou, I'm kidding. But it's all good. It's all good. Presley Tennant, everybody, just a great artist. Check her out on YouTube. You can hear the songs, all those that we talked about here tonight. If the name sounds familiar, it should. She was on season 16 of The Voice. Kelly Clarkson picked her, and look where she is today. She's in Nashville putting out great music, going back and forth, California, Nashville, back and forth. Yeah. Presley Tennant, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and Skip Happens.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.